Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. What's up, YouTube? Matt M. Roy back once again. Wow, let's see. Are we on time? Close enough. About 5:59 right now. Want to make sure all this stuff was working. Hope everybody's having a good day. This particular live stream, I named this, what is this? Liquid Fast Day 1, Week 2. Yeah, definitely day 1 of the Liquid Fast, although I am only going to be doing it for 2 days this week. There's a few reasons behind that. Main reason is the reason I'm doing this fast in the first place is to mitigate the weight gain that I'm sure I got eating Easter Sunday dinner, because we just overate. And I mean, we ate a lot. So that's the one reason I'm doing it. And reason 2 is I don't really need to lose any more weight, to be honest with you. I'm sitting at or around 200 pounds, maybe give or take a few pounds, like this morning after, and I did weigh myself this morning after I ate all that. I came in at 202, and tomorrow I'll probably come in like at 199. So going to try for 2 days this week. Somebody said before that doesn't make you do weird things on the toilet. The first week I did it, yes. The first week it gave me mad diarrhea. It gave me just some really nasty sounds when I had to go to the bathroom. But this week it hasn't. I'm not saying I won't feel that tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm doing all right, Danny. And it's funny because this morning I got up and I was feeling really, really good. I'm like, okay, we're going to do this again. I'm going to have my shakes, which I have sitting right up there. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 of those things left. And I had my 2 shakes to start with and my 2 cups of coffee. So that's 4 liquid things. And that probably set me at about 800 calories. And then for lunch, I had 2 more shakes, so that's about 1,200. And then I had some juice. I actually had the fresh squeezed juice. I had about a 12-ounce glass of that, which probably is about another, 500 or 600 calories, so about 1,800 calories there. And then right around 2 o'clock, Mom's like, you know what? I really want to go to Freddy's, and I want to get an ice cream. Basically, they have this frozen custard, really, really good frozen custard. And I said, well, you know what? I can go there and I can get myself a milkshake because it's still technically liquid. Yeah, it's not the greatest for you, but that's what I did. Went to Freddy's, I got a milkshake. So I figured that's probably, actually, I know that's about 640 calories. So if I'm doing my math right, I've probably ingested about maybe 1,200 calories or so. I'm sorry, 2,200 calories or so. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to attempt a second day, but definitely not a third day. I just don't see it happening this week. I-36, I got my Trump check last night. They do use tax direct deposit into from last year. I used NetSpend. It does direct deposit 2 days early. Okay. Yes, the checks did start coming out as of yesterday. And from what I understand, it's alphabetical. So if your last name is like ABCDEFG or something like that, you'll get them first. Now, my last name is Roy. So you guys can guess mine's probably not going to come for another week or 2, but I'm not 100% sure. That's how a lot of the experts reporting it's going to work. But most of you know that the government is unpredictable. They may just decide to just throw all these checks out within the next couple of days. It might take a month. You never know. When the government is involved, you never know how smooth it's going to go down. Let me try this here real quick. Got the lighting pretty good here. It wasn't perfect, but it's okay. Rick Lakes, hey man, how's your weather? Is better than ours here in Minnesota. Oh man, the weather was crazy this morning. We got up, and I kid you not, the winds were sitting at about 36 to 40 mile an hour sustained. So we're talking tropical storm force winds. And we actually lost power for a few, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Then it came back on, off, on, off, on, off. I was getting ready to turn off the main breaker because I was afraid of it damaging my computer equipment. But luckily that stopped and the power just came back. But unfortunately, there were some areas right around where I live that weren't so lucky. As a matter of fact, a few of them are still without power now. And a lot of it just has to do with the fact that they have the above ground wires, where in my neighborhood, it's a newer neighborhood, so everything is below ground. And the high tension wires are usually okay. You don't usually have to worry too much about those getting knocked down. Danny Lee, we had a tornado warning as I was in my online class. Had to spend 20 minutes of class in my basement. Yeah, and you guys are lucky because around here we don't actually have basements. Our water table is too high, and it wouldn't work. Now, there are a few houses, like older houses, that have basements, but they flood all the time. And they have to have sump pumps, and they're usually 2 or 3 of them. But most new construction in my area, no sump pumps and no basements at all. Bad weather in Georgia last night. I went to my uncle's because I am in a mobile home. Yeah, if you're in a mobile home, yeah, that's one of the worst places to be because they're not usually anchored down to anything. And what's that old joke about the tornadoes always touching down and at the mobile home parks? You know, it's like there's a lightning rod right to the mobile home or the trailer parks. This is not the alkaline water, by the way, folks. I've not been able to find this at Dollar Tree. They sold out of it. I think when they got it in, people instantly knew about it and they just bought them out. But I'm just refilling it with the water from our refrigerator. You might be able to see Milo back there if I turn the monitor a little bit. He's wanting to go outside or go out of my room. Milo, what? You want to talk? You want to come say hi? Kitty, want to say hi? Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty, 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 kitty. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, here's Milo. Here's old my. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Want to say hi? Say hi. Come on. Say hi to everybody. Don't be bashful, Milo. Hey, Mr. Roy, Dabbler's Buffet. What do you think about the game Doom 2? I like them both. I probably have to go with Doom 2 just for the enhanced graphics. The original Doom was fun, but between the original Doom and Wolfenstein 3D, if you guys remember that one, I would always go with Wolfenstein 3D. It's about as much as I can ever hold Milo. He's one of those cats that just does not like to be held at all. Brad Smith says, hi, Matt, and hi, Milo. So you're getting a hi, Mr. Milo. You're getting a hello, buddy. He's on the scratching post right now. I don't know. What do I have this set on? I have it on stereo right now. I decided to play around with the settings on my Yeti Blue Blackout to try to get just a little bit better sound out of it. So we'll see if this works better. I watch a few minutes of these live streams afterwards just to see how the quality was. And I'm really happy with this camera setup compared to the old one. Wind Waker. Yeah, that was a good one. I never played much of it. I had a friend that had the GameCube with that Legend of Zelda, and it was good. I like the original. I love my original Nintendo. I don't have my original Nintendo, not the first one that I owned as a kid, but I do have one of the retro duos. The original Nintendos, they wear out, the door mechanism that brings the game down. It just didn't work anymore. No matter what I did, I couldn't fix it. So I just wound up chucking it and getting one of the retro duos. They're much better. They're much easier to use. Ooh. Something smells like it's burning. I wonder if Mom's cooking dinner downstairs or something. I don't know. She scares me. She starts burning stuff lately. No, Milo, you can't go out right now, bud. Nobody's there. I swear, he's the craziest cat. He'll fall asleep on my couch for hours and hours and hours, and then all of a sudden, no noise specifically. I mean, nothing. He'll just go, woof, and he'll be awake and he'll just want to leave. And a lot of times I keep my door shut because when I have the window open, it causes pressure in here, and it winds up shutting the door anyway. Man, I must be retaining water because my shorts here are feeling a little bit on the tight side. The dog does the same thing. Yeah, it's really, really funny how that works. I don't know. We got 9 people here. I'm really running out of steam, so you're gonna have to give me some things you want to talk about. I don't know. I think this whole situation that we're in right now is starting to get to me more than it has been. I have real thrift store and garage sale withdrawal right now. I mean, I'm not even able to conduct business at the moment because, nobody has any money, though I'm hoping that the stimulus checks will change that. Most people are going to start seeing that going into their bank account. And I think they'll be able to get the economy back up and running. And we talked a little bit about this last night. I don't necessarily agree wholeheartedly with this stimulus check that's coming out to every American. And it's true, at the end of the day, our kids and our grandkids are probably going to have to pay this back because this is all going to be coming out of the national debt. That's where this money is going to be added on to the national debt. But there really isn't any better options right now. When the government has officially closed the world down, I mean, I'm not just talking about the U.S., we're talking about pretty much every other country out there. The government has officially closed the world down. They have to realize people still have to make a living. People have to be able to pay their bills. They have to be able to buy groceries, and they're pretty much stopping all that commerce from happening. Yes, people can work from home. A lot of people do, but that's maybe a 30 or 40, maybe up to 50% of the people that live in this country can do that. Those are the white collar workers. The blue collar workers, unfortunately, have to be able to physically go to their jobs, and they just can't do that. And that's why I think it's a good thing that they pretty much cap this $1,200 stimulus payment at $75,000, because that kind of weeds out the white collar workers that are still for the most part able to make a living, whereas people that are 75,000 and under will be getting this money, and those are the people that really do need it. I never heard of that game either. Blood. It's probably one of those really obscure games that nobody played or very few people ever played. What have I been watching on TV lately? I keep watching the same thing over and over again. I'm with you, Danny. Mainly it's YouTube. I watch YouTube almost all day long when I'm not outside doing my daily exercise, my one time outside daily for exercise, because that's pretty much the rule in our area. You're able to go out once a day to exercise, maybe once a day to go shopping for groceries, and that's about it. Other than that, you're supposed to stay inside and socially distance. I've been binge watching a lot of old Night Court episodes recently. A lot of you out there may be too young to even remember Night Court, but it was a 1980s oddball or screwball comedy, absurdist comedy, however you want to call it. But basically, it was set in a Manhattan night court and all the crazy antics that go on in there. And that starred Harry Anderson, Marky Post, Richard Mull, John Larroquette, and a whole bunch of other actors melded in there over the seasons. But it's really funny, and I don't know of any place you can actually stream it. The copy that I have is something I downloaded. Don't tell anybody. Probably 10, 15 years ago when Napster was a thing and you were actually able to download videos as well as audio files. Well, I spent probably a week downloading all the seasons of Night Court and put them on DVD, and that's what I've been watching again. And they're on old DVD-Rs, probably the first generation of them. So eventually they're going to start to degrade because it's not like a pressed disc. We're talking about an old DVD-R that's just got the chemical, which is probably going to start to degrade. So what I'm going to need to do is take those and copy them again onto some more permanent DVD media. Oh, yeah, I-386. I definitely was in your boat for a long time with Napster. The first year or two I had it, all we had was dial-up, and it was really slow. It maybe took, I would say 30 minutes to download one song. We're not talking about one album. We're talking about one song from one album. If you want to download a whole album back then, you were probably looking at a day at least. That was over a 56K modem. Of course, you never got 56 kilobytes a second. You were lucky to get maybe 40, 42. In some cases, only 2,400. I do remember LimeWire. LimeWire was very well known and notorious for being virus ridden, so I didn't really use it much. Once Napster was shut down, I pretty much just gave it up. BearShare was another one. How many of you remember BearShare? Well, I need a shower tonight. I missed my shower yesterday just because I was too tired. I exercised so much and pretty much ate so much that I was in like one of those food comas that I think it was around 8:30 or 9. I just collapsed in my bed and I was like, and I slept good last night too, folks. I kid you not. I woke up a couple of times, which is something that I do now that's really weird. I'll wake up like at midnight, maybe 2 a.m. for a few minutes, but I'll go right back to sleep. I mean, it's just as I'm getting older, I guess that's what I do. And as I'm talking, I see what that crazy cat is doing. Milo, kitty. I know he wants out bad. He's on his back right now. Those are his back legs right there. Hang on. Right there. That's his back legs right there. So he's on his back. He is wanting to go out, something fierce. Sorry, buddy. I didn't even know he was in here until I started this. Doing all right, Marty's trying to stay sane. That's pretty much the goal of everybody during this situation is trying to stay sane. Car 54, where are you? I saw that there have been, the Roku channel. They've been streaming that on the Roku channel. Danny Lee, I've also been waking up throughout the night, lately 2 a.m., then around 7 a.m., when I actually wake up at 9:30, not sure why. I could tell you something that helps me. At night, I take 2 melatonins, and then I also generally will take 1 or 2 diphenhydramines. Now, they both will make you drowsy, so you want to take this stuff about an hour before you actually want to fall asleep. And the reason I take the diphenhydramine is to basically clear up my sinuses. Man, he is really fighting and wanting to go out. Night Court is on DVD. Yes, it is. Matter of fact, I think I looked that up on Amazon. We'll check it on eBay real quick because I have a link for that, and I know it is kind of expensive. Night Court Complete DVD set. Let's see what they want for it. Complete season 5. You can buy each season individually, and that's about $25 or $30. And I think they're OOP, which means out of print. So that's probably why. But if you wanted every season 1 to 9, it's $299.99. So it's $300 to get every season, at least on eBay. Here's one for $219. And that's about it. Every other one, it's kind of individual. I haven't checked. Let me check Amazon real quick. Come on. The internet is very, very slow right now. Yeah, about the same. About $222.99. So yeah. Suffice to say, I will not be spending that kind of money anytime soon. The next thing I need to spend that kind of money on, my teeth. I'm telling you, folks, take care of your teeth because I am going through HE double hockey sticks right now, and it's not fun. I-36 was up all last night. Storms were not bad here. Local CBS station was live on TV and Facebook. Their Facebook stream had 3.2 thousand watchers. Wow. Man, I can only dream about those kind of views, I'm sure. But anyway, I wanted to make sure everybody was doing all right out there. And, during this complicated and really unprecedented time, we need to make sure that we're checking on our friends and family and maybe even our neighbors. In this day and age, we don't really tend to think about our neighbors as much as we used to. I remember when I was young, everybody knew everybody. All the neighbors would go out. We'd have not necessarily block parties, but we'd go out and we trick or treat together. We, have different events. Nowadays, you hardly ever know your neighbors. I lived next door to the same people for 15 years. I might have met them twice, honestly. And a lot of that stems from the fact that as a society, we are really becoming more narcissistic and more just into ourselves in general. And what kind of frightens me is after all this craziness is over, I think it's just going to get worse. I mean, they're already talking about not wanting to shake hands anymore. Think about that. Not shaking hands. I mean, heck, when I go into church, we hug all the time. We can't even do that anymore. So I don't think a lot of good things are going to be coming out of this. And I'm not really trying to be a downer here. I'm just kind of stating facts. And if there's a silver lining in all of this is that maybe it'll force us to think about where our society is going and, the way we've been acting lately. And maybe we can change. I don't know, folks. I hope that we can. I just don't see it happening quickly. I think that this is going to put us in the wrong direction for maybe even a few decades. Danny Lee, thankfully we are very close with our neighbors. I've been here my whole life and I'm almost 20. We parked our cars at our neighbor's house because they have less trees around them. Well, that's smart, especially when the weather's bad. I could not tell you how many times I've seen people put videos out about their vehicles being smushed by fallen trees and even tree limbs. You would be surprised at the damage just a tree limb could do if it falls. Wish UXW Bill would upload more videos. I don't even know what he's doing. The last I heard, he was training for an HVAC career. But I haven't. I think the last time he uploaded a video was like a month ago. But he's done that in the past, where he'll upload like a cluster of videos, and then you won't hear from him for 2 or 3 months. That's just kind of the way his channel works. Dabblers. He's like, I'm bad at making faces. I know. I have a hard time smiling. Like in school, when I used to take our class pictures, I used to have to practice my smile, and then I'd have to keep it until I went there, because just to smile. Isn't that terrible? That's why I smile. Yeah, that's why I smile. And you can see that I don't know. It just doesn't look real. I don't know. I don't know why. I never could smile right. I don't know if maybe I have a problem with my jaw or something. It always looks creepy when I try to smile. Yeah, and he could be busy. I mean, I know that that's always my excuse when I'm not putting content up, is that I'm busy. And there's usually some truth to that. Other times I'll say it, but the reason is I'm just kind of burnt out. I need a break. He was working in IT support. He didn't like the HVAC job. It's very hard to change careers. My father actually did it. My father was a ASE certified master mechanic for, let me figure this out, 35 plus years. And then he started wearing his body out from it. So he switched gears and he trained as a massage therapist. And he actually retired from that. He did that about another 10 years. Actually, 15 years. So it can be done, but it's challenging. It really is. All right, folks. And with that, I'm actually going to end this live stream because that cat needs to go out. I'm getting pretty tired. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Please continue to like and subscribe. I'll keep you updated. I fully intend on doing another day of this liquid fast, barring any issues physically. If things change, I'll make sure I update you. Thank you for coming. Again, please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.